Hello, and welcome to another Genshin discussion type video thing here. So I just wanted to quickly talk about the new Zhongli Rerun banner that also has Yanfei on it, as well as talk a little bit about Yanfei herself. So I managed to pull a C1 Yanfei in 50 pulls. That was really sad, but I had a fun time wishing alongside the other everyone else on the Yanfei Discord, so that was a fun time. But getting past anecdotal stuff here, let's talk a little bit about Yanfei. So Yanfei is the first Pyro 4-star character, Pyro 4-star DPS, I should say, that we've had in the game, and that is absolutely massive. Because we... 4-star Pyro DPS is something that I've wanted us to be able to have in the game for a very long time. Oh, can't reach in there. And the fact that Yanfei feels as smooth as she does is really nice. So essentially, Pyro DPS is a very nice thing to have in Genshin, because Pyro is such a strong element. But up until now, the only 4-star Pyro DPS type characters were... if you ran Zhongling and Xinyan as DPSs, but they were physical DPSs that had Pyro in their kit, not Pyro DPSs like Hu Tao, Diluc, and Klee. But those were all 5-star characters, and Diluc was a standard banner character, so he was completely up to chance to get, and Klee and Hu Tao were limited characters that were easier to get technically, but still required a lot of investment to get them as their 5-star characters. Though they were all very good characters. But now that we have Yanfei, it's a lot easier to get a single Yanfei than it is to get a single Diluc, Hu Tao, or Klee, especially since Klee and Hu Tao aren't even available until they eventually have a rerun, which I would assume is going to happen at some point, since we've already started getting reruns. So having Yanfei as a 4-star Pyro DPS is just going to be so great for free-to-play and low-budget players that don't have a lot of resources to be able to invest into acquiring a lot of characters. And having access to that is going to be fantastic. And on top of that, having access to a character who is actually really good, too, is also fantastic to have. So, as you can see, like, my Hu Tao feels very clean to run. Like, just look at this attack chain. Like, it's not that hard to stack up your Scarlet Seals and drop things. I thought she was going to be a burst DPS character. I straight up thought she was just going to be a press your E, press your Q, press your E, charge attack, press your Q, charge attack, and maybe do a couple normal attacks and charge attack 1 or 2 more times during that duration. But when you ult with Yanfei, she gets a Scarlet Seal every second. And I've noticed the general pattern that I can use with Yanfei to get Scarlet Seals while her ult is active is I'll activate the ult, charge attack, normal attack, charge attack, normal attack twice, charge attack, normal attack once, charge attack, and I'll keep that pattern going for a few seconds, and that's generally the pattern that I will notice that will consistently keep me at 3 Scarlet Seals on each of my charged attacks. And that is fantastic. And I only have C1 on her, which is I think it's probably her best constellation. It's really nice because it further reduces your charged attack stamina consumption based on your Scarlet Seals, and it also reduces interruption. The one thing I have noticed about Yanfei that I don't like is how easy it normally is to interrupt her charged attack. So, like, I go through this, and during that entire animation, if I get hit by anything, it cancels. I noticed that very easily, and it was not very fun to deal with. But at the same time, it's very manageable, especially once you get C1 and reduce the interruption chance. So let's talk a little bit about the banner itself now. So this banner is kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot of people that really like the banner and a lot of people that don't like it, and I'm kind of right there in the middle. So first and foremost, Zhongli on the banner, fantastic. I'm glad that Zhongli's finally getting a rerun because he's one of the best characters in the game. He's fantastic. He makes the game a cakewalk, but at the same time is also just generally really fun. And since I've spread my resources out so thin, even though he technically makes the game a lot easier, I still find plenty of a fun level of difficulty simply because my characters are also poorly built because my resources are spread so thin. So that works out for me. But Zhongli is a really good character, one of the best in the game, fantastic to have, provides so much utility to any team. And then I've talked about Yanfei all the way up until this, all the way up through this video. Now she's a fantastic character. She's exactly what I've been hoping she would be up until now, and I'm glad that we are getting her. But I wish she was on the EULA banner instead, just because I that's more of a personal thing, I know. But I don't like new characters on rerun banners simply because if I roll the 5-star on the rerun banner, generally speaking, it's not good for me because I want characters, not constellations. But yeah, when it comes to 5 stars at least. And then Diona and Noelle are the other 2 characters on the banner, and they're a little awkward to be on this banner. They are the reason that this banner is such a mixed bag. First and foremost, Noelle is a free character, and on top of being a free character, she occupies pretty much the same role as Zhongli. They have some slight deviation in that Noelle heals versus Zhongli providing more CC and resistance shred, but they're both shielding geo supports, and it takes a lot away from wanting to pull her when you're already rolling on the Zhongli banner. Like, I don't know why they decided to put Noelle on this banner. They put her on so many banners so far. It's kind of ridiculous, especially as a free character that you're already getting when you start the game and roll in the beginner wish banner. It's just, her C6 is good, so getting constellations on her isn't the end of the world, but I'm not a fan of her being on this banner. It's just everything together just pulls a lot away from the banner by having her on it. And I can say similar things with Diona, not quite the same, because Diona's a fantastic character to have. She's a cryo archer with a fantastic heal, good cryo application, a shield. She provides a lot of utility to a lot of teams. She's fantastic in freeze comps. I run her over Ganyu in my freeze comps because she just feels so much more consistent and provides so much utility. But at the same time, we're going to be getting a free Diona during the upcoming event that starts on the 30th. And so that means that we have 2 characters that we get for free on this banner. And that detracts a lot from it. Diona is a fantastic character, and her constellations are decent. Her C6 is fantastic. It provides a 200 elemental mastery buff to characters standing in the middle of her ult, but C6 is a lot to go for, and I would not suggest low budget or free-to-play players going for high constellations like that on these banners. It's just not worthwhile. And so Diona being on this banner as a character that we're going to be getting for free just takes a lot away because it's not a chance to get a character that you don't have. It's solely a chance to get constellations. So there's really only one 4-star that isn't a potential dead pull, and then Zhongli isn't a dead pull if you don't have him already. But if you already have him, his constellations aren't super great, which is why I'm very glad that I did not end up hitting the 5-star and hitting Zhongli while I was rolling for Yanfei. But yeah, it's a mixed bag. If you don't have Zhongli, then I would say the banner is potentially worthwhile. Between Zhongli and Yanfei, the banner is potentially worthwhile, but that's only if you don't already have high constellations on Diona and Noelle. If you have high constellations on Diona and Noelle, then this banner is kind of a bust. But otherwise, it's alright to drop a little bit into to try and go for Zhongli. Just keep in mind that you already are going to be getting a free Diona, and you should already have your free Noelle. So the only thing you're going to be getting from those 2 is Constellation. So if that's a dead pull, if both of those are a dead pull for you, then honestly, it might not be worthwhile to roll on the banner. But that should be up to your personal discretion. If you think Zhongli and Yanfei are fun and worth those potential dead pulls on the way to getting what you want from them. But I would suggest going into the trials and trying them out. Make sure that you enjoy them, because the fun factor should come first. If you don't enjoy the characters, if you try them out and you decide, oh, I don't actually think they're fun, then you shouldn't roll on the banner. It's plain and simple. I don't care if it's the absolute best character in the game that that half of the YouTube is telling you, oh, you need this character to win the game. This is the win the game character. I don't care. If you don't enjoy the game, or if you don't enjoy the character, do not pull on them. That is plain and simple what it needs to be said. And as well, real quick, the weapon banner I just wanted to talk about super briefly. It's a trap. I hate it. It's awful. It's garbage. It is absolutely... avoid it like the plague that it is. Summit Shaper and Memory of Dust, neither of them are fantastic weapons. They're decent, they're 5 stars, whatever, but they're not best in slot on anybody. They're not worth pulling for specifically, and then the 4 stars are also pretty mediocre. The Lithic weapons are, cool. They open up some unique team comp possibilities, but also require those unique team comp possibilities to work. So they kind of open some things up, but they also limit a lot at the same time, and I don't think I've decided against liking them over time. And then the Callus and the Flute are both attack percent substat weapons with a little bit of AoE damage on their passive, and they're all right weapons, but there's so much better options for catalysts and one-handed swords. Even the battle pass ones are 2 of the best weapons you can get. Black Clip are both better than either of these. If you wanted to spend Star Glitter on them, it's just so much. There's such better options there. And then Sacrificial Bow is a decent weapon, but I would only suggest running it on Diona. It's a good weapon on Diona to reset her shield and generate a lot more energy particles, but outside of that, it's not. I wouldn't suggest using it on pretty much anybody else. So it's kind of a it's the least Deadpool out of this entire banner, but it's still kind of a Deadpool. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would say the Zhongli banner, all right if you don't have Zhongli. If you don't have Zhongli, don't have Yanfei, and are willing to take in some constellations on Diona and Noelle on your ways to getting them. But only in that scenario, and then the weapon banner, avoid it like the absolute freaking plague. It is awful. But yeah, I hope that this video was interesting and helpful to those of you who are on the fence, deciding whether or not you should roll on this banner. I hope that I as well completely turned you away from this weapon banner in all ways, shapes, and forms. Avoid it like the plague that it is, please. Subscribe for more content in the future. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to hear me talk about in future videos, and have a fantastic rest of your day.